So, all right. So let's talk about on the business side a minute. Commitment on the business side. All right. So, does anybody know what the word commitment means? Who in here believes they're committed to their business? Good. If you believe, you should raise your hand if you believe. I don't want to get everybody doubting now. All right? If you're committed, raise your hand. You know if you're committed. Good. That's a good thing. Because that's one of the characteristics of a leader or a person who's going to be successful is commitment. Some people get in this business and they'll say, well, let's see how far it takes me. Let's see how it works out for me. Don't waste your time. Everybody would like to say that, stay in their comfort zone. You got to be committed. We always use this, and I'll use this for an example. Jay, you have kids? One kid? Okay. I tell you what, let's use a younger, who got small kids in here? Okay. Anybody?
My daughter's 7.
Ma'am?
My daughter's 7.
7? You just got one?
Yes.
Okay. You love her?
Very much.
Very much? Would you do anything for her?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you what real commitment is. And most people think they're committed, and they're really not yet. It's getting kind of warm in here. All right, so if I came to your house, and what's your child's name?
Melanie.
And I took Melanie away, and what is your name?
Megan.
Megan. I said, Megan, I'm going to take your child to Seattle, Washington. I don't know why we always say Seattle, Washington. That's a Majestic Eagle thing, I guess. We're going to take Melanie to Seattle, Washington. Now, I'm going to take your car, your credit cards, all the money that you have out of your pocket, your bank, every account you have. And I'll say, Megan, if you want to see Melanie again, I'm going to give you 1 week from today, which is Saturday. You have no car, no transportation, no money. Let me ask you something. Would you find a way to get to Seattle? Huh? Not yes, but hell yes. Now, people think they're committed. Now, if you don't have any money, you don't have no transportation, how are you going to do it?
I'll figure it out.
You will find a way. Is that right? Bam! That's commitment. You, in this business, if you want to succeed, you will find a way. It don't matter what, I hear people all the time. Look, my upline, the people that got us involved in network marketing, quit. They can shoot themselves now. Right? Commitment, that's why you don't see too many people earn this kind of money, 6 figures and above, residually, because they never really commit themselves. And here's the reason why they don't commit themselves. Number one, they're not programmed for it. But the other thing is that they follow the crowd. Guys, we always talk about, how people out in the world does not in here follow the crowd when it comes to their health. But we got people right in here in longevity. We're not committed. We follow the crowd. Most of the crowd don't succeed. But we follow them. Guys, success is very personal. It is. And you got to take it that way. And it don't matter what nobody else does in your group. Yolanda and I have started over 3, 4, 5 times. We can tell you stories that make your hair stand on your head. You would run away if y'all know what we've been through. But the commitment for residual income was there. And guys, it's so sweet. So you got to commit yourself to. Now you can't skip, right? Some people say, well, I'll do this, but this right here I don't like to do. No, you got to do it. You don't have to be good at all of it, but you got to do each and every step. Does that make sense? All right. Now who's in here committed now? You do anything it takes, right? No matter what anybody else does, right? Okay. All right. Because you're going to be tested. And I hope and pray, because of we're all brothers and sisters and family here, that you make it. And you can always call us every time. You need your coach when you get in this business. I don't care who it is. You get your upline, somebody even if they're your upline, get somebody or a set of CDs or tapes, an author that you study. Because see, here's one thing I know. When you're looking for the truth and you don't give up, it'll find you and you will find it. But most people don't want to go through all that to get to the truth. They want to just keep dibbling down. Maybe I'll find you. No, you don't give up until you find the absolute truth. Does that make sense? Don't give up on yourself. All right? So, commitment. Guys, you got to be committed to the whole process. Self-development, sponsoring people, the whole deal. So, is there anything else you want to talk about?
So, I just want to just add with the commitment. Many of you say you are committed. In that story that Raymond shared, and for Megan, he said she'll figure it out. She'll find her daughter, whatever it takes. But many of us think that we are committed, but it's at our convenience. So if it conveniently works within my schedule, I am committed. If it conveniently feels good for me, I am committed. Commitment is doing what you say you're going to do long after the feeling that you said it in has left you. It's not built on convenience. And so, but many of us do build it on convenience. If I want to go out with my friends and there is a training at the same time, oh, but I've been to those trainings before. You know, they're going to cover the same thing. They're going to talk about this. They're going to do that. I haven't seen my friend in years, so I'm going to go and visit with my friend. That's convenient. You're not committed. Why can't you do both? If you're committed to your business, you will be at that training, and then you may go see your friend. Because at the end of the day, if your business becomes a part of who you are, you will live it, you will breathe it. And it will not be something that you have to do or feel like it's inconveniently, I have to work at it. It becomes a part of who you are. It becomes a part of who you are. And I don't know if you guys get that yet. Because when it's in here, it is so all of me, all the time, that it's never an inconvenience. Because I'm doing what I want to do with people that I want to do it with. And I know that if each of us work together, we'll all achieve our dreams. And that, to me, is what commitment is all about. Doing whatever it takes to make it truly happen. You cannot do this today and then say, tomorrow I'm not going to do it. I'm going to pick it up next week. No, that's not commitment. That's a hobby. That's not commitment.
You've heard the saying, you can do this business part-time, but you can't do it some of the time.
Right.
You just can't. People know when you're committed. You look at your group and you will see how committed you are. Remember those vibrations we talk about, we send off to each other, the law of attraction? People know when you come and talk to me, I will know whether or not you're committed or not, or whether you're just wishing to do this. Everything about you will say commitment, or I want to be committed, or I want to be committed, or I'm half committed. Everything about us says everything, because we send out vibrations to each other, right? And people know when you're telling them a lie, or when you're not exactly saying the whole thing. We all know that, and people know. And that's why you will start attracting it. When you get committed, you'll start attracting committed people. But until then, don't ask. You can't give what you don't have. Does that make sense?
So we have people right here in Dallas telling us that they were committed and they were going to be here today. They aren't here, but they told us they were committed. So that makes no sense. They did. But we have folks driving in from Houston, Pearland, Missouri City, Sugar Land, Texas, that's committed.
That's right.
And they even brought a guest here. become that much more attractive.
The next one is employer versus employee mentality. Let me ask you something. Who in here works? They have a job or have had a job before? Right? Okay. How about, did your parents work for somebody? Did your grandparents work? How about your uncles and cousins? They work, right? Because we've been programmed to do that. We just follow the crowd. So when you come into longevity, does everybody understand that you are self-employed? It's your business. You own it, lock, stock, and barrel. Do you understand? So you also understand you have to take personal responsibility for it, right? All right. So what that means is we've been programmed to work for somebody all our lives. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But when you join longevity or another company, guess what? Now you're the boss. Right? So you cannot think like an employee and be successful as an employer. Does that make sense? Because here's the deal. When you're an employee, they tell you everything to do. When to go to bed, when to get up, right? When to go to the bathroom, when to come back. I always say, how many of us, if you've been working long enough, have gone to work one morning, or maybe many mornings, and you don't even remember getting there? How many have done that? You know what that is? That's programming. We're just robots, programming. Over here, now you jump over to the employer mentality. You got to learn how to do things differently. You got to learn people skills if you don't have them all, and even if you have them, you got to learn them. You got to learn other skills, your organizational skills. You don't have to be great at it, but you got to learn these things. Does that make sense? You cannot be successful owning your own company with an employer's mentality. Does that make sense? So you know you got to change over time. You're not going to do it if you've been working 30, 40 years and you come over and you got your own business. It takes time for that mental process, for you to go through that mental process. But eventually you got to get there. Does that, everybody with me on that? Okay, so you got to learn how to think like an employer. See, if you don't work when you're an employer, guess what? You don't eat. When you're an employer, you got to have, like you're in there with market, you got to have end results. There's got to be some results of what you're doing. Over here, you can show up and do your little work or whatever it may be, and at the end of the week, you get paid. Boss ain't around, right? You can't get by with doing it over here. Does that make sense? You got to be totally responsible for what you do. It ain't no shortcuts around. All right? So, employer, anybody got any questions around that? These books are the ones that's going to help. All right? So, see these books? Oh, before we already talked about that. Okay, quick start training. Now, we're going to actually now go into the actual action steps of when you sponsor somebody, right? There are either, and Yolanda is going to go over this real quick. There's two types of people that come into your organization. Either they're product users, right? Or they're business builders. Now, I do want to say this. Now, guys, don't think anything's wrong with you if you don't have a bunch of business builders in your organization. They don't come by that often. Superstars especially, you might get one in your whole organization per year. And if he or she may be down on that 20th level, but you get one, you're going to be wealthy. You get two, you'll be rich. You get three, right? You'll be making more money than you can spend. Now, I'm going to give you a good example.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. Game over. But people have to want to be in business with you, right? You got to create an atmosphere where, hey, I know that he's committed. I want to be in business with him. And you won't be able to fake it when you come to those meetings and they meet your man. I want to be in business with him. Right? Now I'm going to show you, I'll just give you an example of what this business can do for you. Okay? Because a lot of people, it's kind of like this vague idea. I've been retired through this business for 15 years. I was 50 years old when I retired. We got in it, all our neighbors, lawyers and engineers. Ray, don't do that stuff, man. I've done that stuff, got 2 t-shirts. And they was picking me in a way, and I was kind of joking with, they think they're going to make it. We got serious and got committed. You read the books. I have, well, I don't want to tell you about my mentor. We did everything our mentor asked us to do. And I was so committed, if he had asked me to stand on my head for 12 hours, I would have done it. If that was going to help me be successful. But after doing it for 2.5 years, we were able to retire. And it's so sweet, you can't even imagine. I got 6 Saturdays and 1 Sunday. That's what my life consists of. Every day is like a Saturday to me. I'm not saying that to brag, because there are people that are retired, they don't have the money to go with. I'll give you a good example. A little over about 12 days ago, I had a major back surgery. Right? So I've been having problems with my back for really a long time. We went to this doctor in Houston. He's supposed to be a pretty good doctor. So, and he could fuse my back, or there's another procedure he could have done and maybe fuse my back later on. Because anytime they fuse your back, they put the rods in it and the screws and whatnot, right? And 5 years later, you have to go in and get it redone. So every 5 years. So at my age, I didn't want to be nobody cutting on my back every 5 years. That didn't make sense to me. So we agreed that we would do the other surgery. 5 days before the surgery, he calls me and says, Mr. Brown, he says, we got to fuse your back. I made that decision. You made a decision for me in my back, my life. See, they're arrogant out there.
No bending.
They're arrogant, and he didn't know who he was talking to. I told him I got the money, the resources, and I got the time, and I don't care if I have to look elsewhere for you. See, he thought he had me. If I had not been doing this business and earning the money that we were earning residually, he would have had me. The system will have you if you don't have enough money to do whatever you need to do. It's got you right now. So don't go around talking about, well, I ain't going to do it. Yeah, it has us. If we don't do something and we have a great opportunity where we don't have to live like that anymore. So here's what happened. We found there's only 2 doctors in the United States that does the type of surgery that I needed and wanted. And he lived in Jupiter, Florida. Y'all know what Jupiter, Florida is? Yes. That's where, who lived there? Who? Tiger Woods. I'm hanging out with Tiger Woods. That's my son. That's what I lied to you. So, I mean, and the hospital that my surgery was done was a non-profit. People donate millions of dollars, right? And this was one of the only 2 doctors in America that did it. Guys, at this hospital, they don't have cafeteria. They have chefs. And they brought me my food up. Whoa! Yeah, I was eating big time. But here's my point. The point is, and last thing, you had to pay cash for the surgery. That's what this business will do for you. It gives you a freedom and a peace of mind you can't even imagine. Guys, that's just one thing that will happen. That happened in my life. Every day we make choices that other people won't ever be able to make. And here's the key. If you think you're going to be lucky in this business, there's a nursing home full of folk just like us. Do you think when they were young and at our age and when they were in their prime that they ever thought they were going to end up in a nursing home in the richest country in the world? Do you think that? Do you think that they thought that? No. in the richest country in the world. You know why they ended up over there? It's because they followed the crowd. Everybody else was working. You know, we've been taught, hey, get you a good job, man. They even praise you for being a hard worker. You know what hard work would do? Maybe give you a good night's sleep. But you got to be smart. Does that make sense? So I want to, before Yolanda starts, I want to please beg of you, please, you have something in your hands and you're here, and now you're learning the principles of the subconscious mind. And you will learn them, that you can change your life, and you don't have to end up in a nursing home. You don't have to depend on luck like everybody else does. Because believe me, unless we do something different, why do you think, look, if AARP says this, the average person after retiring for anywhere from 6 months to a year cannot write a check for $600 after working 40 to 45 years. Is that where you want to end up? That's where I was going to end up if I didn't do anything different. What makes me think I'm so special that if I do what everybody else does, that I'm going to end up somewhere else? I'm going to end up exactly where everybody else is. Does that make sense? Yeah. Thank y'all. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Everybody's on the same page with that, right? Yes. So what I want you to think about right now is where you want to be in the next 6 months, not even a year, in the next 6 months. And then I want you to think about the folks that you have gotten involved in this business, and you basically knew that they wanted to be a customer, but you were trying to make them a business builder. You wanted them to go out here and share with folks, and that's not where they were. Because see, you saw them where you wanted to see them. You did not listen to them. So you can listen your way to success. And so what we're going to go over very quickly so that we can get to the 8 steps and give you an example of the approach is what we call our quick start training. And so when you sit down with someone and they basically say to you that I do not want to share with anybody, I just want to get on this product. That's all I want to do. I'm going to beg you to say, okay. Instead of, well, you know, but if you tell such and such and you tell such and such, that's going to help pay for your product. Okay, guys, we got that. That's not where they are. That's not what they want to hear. All you have to do is say, okay, great. Then as a customer, these are the things that I want to make certain that I go over with you. And there's just a couple of things. So the first thing that you want to be able to do, whether it's a customer or a business builder, is to give them your business card. How many of you in here have business cards? Professional business cards. Okay?
This is what I'm talking about when she goes on business cards, guys. First impressions are lasting impressions. If you are a real businessman or a real businesswoman, that's the first thing you gotta have is a card. What kind of people are you looking to be in business with? People who got good self-esteem. Because people with good self-esteem are the ones that succeed in life, right? Now, if you don't have good self-esteem, don't have it right now, then you're gonna have it later as we begin to grow. But a business card says everything about you. And I don't mean one of them copier business cards. Look, how would y'all like for me and Yolanda be in the down line? How many would you like? Right? Okay. And I'm only saying this for a reason, because business people and people with good self-esteem think different than everybody else. That don't mean they think that they're better, but they do think differently. And if you would approach me and you don't have a business card, or you pulling something out of your pocket and gonna write your piece of paper on there, let me write the name down here. You know what I'm gonna say to you? Because I'm not a mean person. I say, oh, she's so sweet. That's what I'm saying. She's such a nice person. But a business person, she's not. And I'm not gonna follow you in your business. You may wanna call me and try and get me into your business, but I know you're not the one that can teach me anything. Does that make sense? Every little thing that you do in this business is important. So get your cards, make sure they're professional. That's the very first thing you want to do. And that's an investment in yourself.
So many people think that, you know what, when I am talking with someone and then I'll give them the business card, then it's okay. But the moment that you start a conversation with someone, the moment you lend them something or give them something that represents you, that's when the training starts. Because they're going to do exactly what you do to them. That's when it starts. So you have to realize that this business, it is a relationship business. So therefore, you've got to be on point all the time because it represents you. So if it is a customer, there's only a few things that you're going to do. You basically, they're right there. If it's a consumer or product user, whatever you want to call customer, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you give them a business card. Now, I'm going to show you how prepared folks walked in this room with. They have their Majestic Eagles Training Manual. Will somebody hold that up? And in our training manual, we have everything in it as far as from the approach, as far as quick start training, as far as the 8 steps, so that when they're sitting down with someone that's brand new, they can just open up their training manual and say, this is what I am to talk to you about as far as a customer is concerned. That's what they're saying in their head. And they go right to the quick start training, and they're able to just read it off. So who's got it open? Quick start training open. Read off what you do with the customer.
Provide your business card is number 1. Number 2 is you give them the Longevity customer service number. Number 3 is provide the number for our conference call that we have every Monday night. And then number 4 is ask them any questions. Please give them to you or call us. They can either call the company or they can call us for any questions. And then the last one is ask if it's okay that you keep in touch with them. You ask permission if you can keep in touch with them.
This is a permission-based business. So you want to make sure that it's okay if I check in with you every 30 days just to see how you're doing. Or once you get your product, I'm going to call you. Or better yet, call me. And I want to make sure that you're taking it right. And then I'm going to stay in contact with you to see how you're doing on the product. Guys, what does that do? That's your retention rate. That keeps them plugged in, they're on the product, they're on auto ship, and you're calling to make sure that they're okay. And guess what? You listen to them. And all of a sudden, they may say to you, Jan, this product is fantastic. I've got a cousin or an uncle or somebody else that I may need to talk to. Can we do that? Sure. Now all of a sudden they're beginning to see a bigger picture because it worked for them. And now perhaps they want to be that business builder. So now we're going to sit down with them and we're going to talk to them as to what it takes to be a business builder. So when we do that, we basically, if I can go forward, took me too far. When we sit down and talk with them about a business builder, we want to, first of all, now they're interested, now we want to say to them, well, you know what? Let's get you to a point where your product, what is being paid for every month, how does that feel? You've got an uncle that you want to share with. Let's see if we can get some more. Okay? Everybody following me so far? Okay, so think about this a moment. Does everybody in here know how to draw the circles? Okay, this is where you participate, yes?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, right now then, what I want you to do, because I don't have a board up here, I want you to draw a circle, and I want you to put your name in that circle. Now, we're going to show them how to get to Executive Marketing Director in 7 to 10 business days. And this is what we do. Now make sure you get with your outline, but I think we're here for a reason to kind of help you, to show you how to get there, help you to get there very quickly. Okay, so you have your name. Now from that, I want you to draw 4 circles. Now we all know that it's about 3 getting 3, but we're doing 4. Because we have the 4x6 matrix that we also use when we're talking to people about the compensation plan. Now, there are several ways that you can get to executive marketing director, but for the sake of this example, this person got started, very serious now, only wanted to get on the product, but they got started by getting the Z Radical CEO Family Mega Pack. So you put 500 in that circle. Then I want you, with those 4 circles that with no names in it, I want you to put names in it right now. Okay, so that first person, let's just say that it happens to be, and I'll just pick on some folks. I'll say the first person is Jimmy. Jimmy says, you know what? My family, I need to get my family on this too. So how did you come in? Oh, isn't it amazing that people do what you do? People do what you do. So came in with the Z Radical CEO Family Mega Pack. And we say Family Mega Pack because it is about the family. And we're letting them know that all of that product is not just for you. You can share it with your family. Now all of a sudden it becomes very worth their while to get that Z Radical CEO Family Mega Pack. So put 500 under that first person that's in your circle of influence. The second person, let's do 144. Oh, what is 144 QB? Oh, a case of Z Radical. You guys are so smart. Okay, love it. All right, and then that next one, let's just say that they came in with the Healthy Start Pack, and that's what, 120? 125? 125. And then that fourth person, excited, wanted to do just what you did, came in with that Z Radical CEO Family Mega Pack, 500. What is the criteria for an executive marketing director? 1,000 group volume. What is the minimum QB that an executive marketing director can do? 200. But you did what?
5.
What is the volume that you have there for your organization? About 1,200? So are we doing more than 1,000?
Yes.
Are we executive marketing director?
Yes.
Okay. So very quickly, we've said to that person that we're going to help you to get your money back. Okay. So when you enroll someone that is CEO, how much money do you get? 100. How many CEOs do you have there?
2.
So that is what? 200. Okay. Then you have someone with the Z Radical Pack. That's what? 28. And then you have someone with the Healthy Start Pack, we'll say that's about 25, okay? Now with the Z Radical CEO Family Mega Pack, what is also waived?
The fee, the $25
The $25 fee. So that's saving too, right? So they've saved that. So we're gonna, whatever we make, we're gonna make sure that we show them that. What else happens when you get 3 people on a Healthy Start Pack? How much is that worth? 120. Let's just say 125. Okay. So who's adding this up? Anybody? Nobody. So I'm gonna add it up for you. Oh, lady over here, you said you were adding it up. Okay. So tell me what you got. And actually, when you sign someone up with the CEO pack, you get $128 because you're getting $100. The quick start bonus, and plus you're getting paid on the Healthy Start Pack, and that's about 28 bucks. So you got it? All right, so just pretend. Just pretend. What you got?
About 320.
About 320? Okay, so I paid $539 for that CEO pack, right? So I'm at 320 right now. Did you add in the $25?
I got it 225, 125, and then 48.
Okay, so about 320 bucks. So I'm almost there. So if any of those folks go out and sponsor people, then I'm going to make sure I get my money back, right? But what if you did all CEO packs? What happens? Do what?
You go way up.
You go way up. So that's 128 times 4. That's 128 times 4. Did you make your money back?
Yes.
But I want it to be realistic because everybody may not come in with the Z Radical CEO Family Mega Pack. And guys, it is okay if they do not. But you have to tell them about it, but you want to make sure that you're not trying to convince anybody, that you're basically letting people come in where they choose to come in. Because this is about choice.
Yeah.
So that's what's important. So that's what we do as far as getting someone to the executive marketing director level in 7 to 10 days.
Now, we call it the CEO Family Mega Pack. Family Mega Pack. That's what we call it at the Majestic Eagles.
The Z-Radical.
Family Z-Radical. So, has anybody ever run into this, and I will address this right quick, where it's just one person, and they may say, well, why do I have to buy the whole CEO Mega Pack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, we always make a decision on how sick they are or what condition they have, right? Right? Because here's the deal. Some people, if you've had a condition or if they've had a condition 3, 4, 5 years and it's pretty serious and they can't get rid of it, you've got to make a decision there from your heart, not from your head, that you're going to try and naturally you're going to make more money. But here's what Dr. Wallach taught me. Look, you've got, explain it just like this, and I think it's so cool. You've got a fire going on in your body. And you can't use a squirt gun to put it out. You need a hose, a fire hose, to put it out. So when they get that, even if they're single, they get that Z-Radical Family Mega Pack, they can take and drink as much as they need to. They can be aggressive, right? So a lot of times we'll say, yeah, you need to go ahead and do that because you can take all the product that you want, you can double or triple up on it. Does that make sense? And then we say, now, once you get the fire under control, whatever that disease is, you can start cutting back to a moderate amount or to the amount that's recommended. We see people do that all the time. But if you tell them, people can identify with the fire, right? You got a fire going on, they got cancer or something serious, lupus or something. You got a fire going on in your body. You can't use a squirt gun to put your house fire out. Does that make sense? That would make sense to me. So we need to be aggressive up front. And a lot of people, if they're really into their health and they know they need it, they'll buy it, sacrifice it.
So when he's saying aggressive is showing them or telling them what they need to take, not aggressive in trying to make them do it.
Yeah,
okay? All right, so let's just make sure you got that piece. So that's important that you understand that. So is everybody okay as to how to help someone get to executive marketing director in 7 to 10 days?
Yes.
And it's real important in 7 to 10 days because, guys, we want them to see it fast. And if they see that you're really interested in helping them to move and to help make their money back, they'll get to that next level of senior executive marketing director. But just getting them to EMD is really, really important.
What was the $25 you added in? I didn't hear.
You know, there's a $25 membership fee if you don't come in with the Z-Radical CEO Family Mega Pack.
Okay.
So that's waived when you come in with it. So they're saving that
So
by
they're
doing
saving
it.
their fee to join.
That's right. That's right. And if they don't have a condition that's going on with them, and if they are wanting to build a business, they will come in with the Z-Radical CEO Family Mega Pack because they'll also see what they're setting themselves up to do as far as getting the bonuses and everything. And then when you tell them it's about the family, they also know that I can share it with my family. So it's real, real key.